This is things you might not have heard from the Conversation Project, your home for headline news, information, and pop culture references that are worth chatting about. I'm Jake from Payne, bringing you this news update. We are live a little late, 5:35 a.m. Central Time, about 5 minutes late in the start time. And we're going to go to a little long today, I think, because we're beating some heart and hearts. Now, you see the picture for the teaser graphic right now. We're going to talk about the lottery right off the bat because the lottery is still going. Powerball still have a chance to be a billionaire coming up on Saturday. And there's some stories here that we'll get really real about because we only have 8 stories to talk about, and there's some things we didn't talk about for the things we did that you had in a long time. For a good chunk of the time I had working this morning, a slugged piece that was Little John at a fitness competition in California. We had the story about Donald Trump sort of shaking his fist at the Communist Three, if you will, out there hanging out at the parade. And we're not talking about those things. We're not talking about the press conference from the Epstein accusers that happened yesterday, because it's pretty heavy. But the stories we did keep, we kept for a reason, and we'll get to those when we get to that spots there. But as we said, 8 news stories from yesterday. You helped us conversate. You helped us curate, pick stories that were conversational. So it's mostly your fault. A lot of it's mine because I picked the ones eventually, but mostly you guys said what you wanted to talk about. And that's what we're talking about. So these include the Man of Steel, the Man of Power, the Man of Tomorrow, actually, the Powerball Jackpot, of course, and the reason why I had that long dialogue at the beginning. We're talking about Sydney Sweeney again. And you'd think we'd stop talking about Sydney Sweeney, but guess what? The clicks are coming. So she's back, or she actually never went away. More information about what we do for the Conversation Project, go to our website. This is theconversationproject.com. Find more details about other shows we have, other things we do, the hot clips, hot takes that are on YouTube and TikTok, and podcasts, things like that as well. You can also help us out by going to a website, visiting our sponsors page or our partnership page, consider being a partner. And our main sponsor that we're going to highlight today, our spotlight sponsor, is Ground News. Go to this is theconversationproject.com/Ground News, and you can get a chance to get more news, better news for a great price. Get 40% off the Vantage plan at Ground News, and we get a small commission back for that purchase. Now, gone long for the start, so let's get into the news as it is. And Powerball. The Powerball jackpot has surged to estimated $1.7 billion, which now sits at the 3rd largest in U.S. history for the lottery. No winning ticket was drawn last night, so the Payne retirement plan keeps on rolling. The pot goes higher when nobody wins. More money will be pushed in as more people buy tickets, so it'll probably go up another point something billion by the time they pull on Saturday. Cash option right now at $1.7 billion is about $800 million before taxes, which ain't so bad. Tickets are selling rapidly as excitement spreads nationwide. When the jackpot hits one of those record highs, especially when it gets close to and now over $1 billion, close to 2 at this point, people will throw those $5 in for tickets. And yes, Powerball tickets are $5. No, I'm sorry, I got backwards, but Powerball tickets are still only $2. It's the Mega Millions, it's $5. You'll toss that money out for a chance to win that big. Maybe not the best financial situation, but hey, it's there. A lot of officials caution that the odds are still terrible. 1 in 294 million people can win this big jackpot, which is why it takes so long to win it. The problem is someone's going to win it eventually, just not going to be you. And unfortunately, it's probably not me. If I get it, trust me, things around here get much, much better. I'll get real graphics, things like that, or pay for a real producer. How about that? Newsmax is suing Fox News over alleged monopoly abuse. What does that mean? Well, it means that someone's finally come to terms with the fact that they aren't very good at news stuff, but someone who is much better can throw their weight around and make them look worse. That is Newsmax to Fox News. The lawsuit says that Fox News has been accused of antitrust violations and monopolistic practices. Monopolistic Mr. Monopoly practices. Let's just say that. The complaint claims that Fox used its market dominance to block smaller conservative outlets from gaining carriages. Basically, because Fox News is on the ticket, all the cable stations, they say if you're carrying Fox, you can't carry Newsmax. And that's how Newsmax does not get much carriage on actual cable services. Newsmax seeks damages and potential changes in distribution rules, even though the distribution we talk about is essentially the old cable method. Fox dismisses the case as meritless, a quote, and vows to fight and they have the power and the money and probably the actual reason to fight this lawsuit. It highlights the intensifying competition in conservative media landscape. There's only so many eyeballs out there, and with Fox News gathering most of them, the other stations can say they have good news, better news, newer news, but if no one's watching them, no one actually knows. Breaking news yesterday that took the full day to kind of wash over people and for them to freak out about this was the fact that Amazon is cracking down on its Prime free shipping, or at least the sharing of accounts for people to sort of steal from the Prime free shipping idea. Tightening the enforcement of the Prime shipping benefits, limiting the use to household members only. So if some person has an account and they want to use it, share it, be generous with someone who lives in the house, so be it. If you don't live there, much like Netflix, they'll figure it out. Customers have been informed that sharing login credentials for extended free shipping perks is a no-no at this point. The company has cited rising delivery costs as the drivers behind this stricter control. So they're offering some new plans. Critics are saying the move is going to squeeze out customer flexibility, but the new plan will actually have essentially a tiered plan, a gift plan. It gives you a bit of discount for being a Prime member, but you have your own Prime membership if you have an in with someone else going there. Prime still provides exceptional value for its current price, and they want to keep that exceptional value at a more or less current price. So they have to tighten their belts and force some people off because it's costing them too much money. Here's a faux pas. A delegation of Argentinian officials was abruptly told to leave the U.S., go home, after Governor Kristi Noem canceled a planned visa ceremony. So let that wash over for a second. Argentine officials had to leave the U.S. after showing up here to hang out with Kristi Noem, and then she canceled it. So they were told not, wait another day, not hang out for a couple hours, not go to Waffle House and enjoy the atmosphere. Just go back home. They arrived expecting to finalize agreements on education and culture exchange, and then Noem had scheduling conflicts, probably putting on the ice hat and running around playing cops all day. But meanwhile, she couldn't show up for the meeting, so she sent them packing back to Argentina. Officials expressed frustration over wasted resources. That's being the Argentinian official basically flying the plane up there and having to sit around and to be told to go home. The government of Argentina has formally protested the handling of the visit because it's bad manners and shows that Kristi Noem may actually be the bitch that people think she is. The episode has strained some relations between the state of Argentina, our state, and Argentine representatives. I didn't realize you had such a strained relationship, but apparently Ice Barbie can do that to you. We'll get to Sydney Sweeney again in a moment, fortunately or unfortunately, but you guys want to talk about her, which is why we're at this pause right here. 8 stories for this Thursday we'll present for you, 4 on the front end, 4 on the back end, and we need you to let me know that we're talking the right stories. Would you rather talk about Little John going, yeah, and flexing his muscles on the beach in California? You probably would, but there are some other stories that we picked because we thought they fit the design, and there are things that also could have been missed. So if you like what we're doing here, click the like button. It's that simple. If you like it, I know you like it. It's that simple. I'll do more stuff like you like if you like it. If you like it and the algorithm sees lots of likes, it will start to push it out and share it with more people out there. It will do that for us and get more people involved in the conversations we have. If you share it directly with like-minded people, that's a direct link to those folks. Hopefully they will watch it, they will enjoy it, they will comment, they will be a part of the family as well. And if you've gotten this in ill-gotten gains or ungotten gains have gotten to you by either the algorithm saying it's cool or a friend saying it's cool, subscribe to our platform, whichever way you're seeing it, on Facebook, X, and YouTube. This specifically, we have a TikTok channel where we do our hot takes as well. We have online presence, and of course, our website has all the links to everywhere you can find us. Check us out. Enjoy what we have. And if you like it, let us know, and we'll do more of this news that people seem to like, because it's not so much that it's so much off the beaten path, but it also does pick up a lot of things that get missed in the wide springs of important things. Trump stuff is important, but Trump can be exhausting because he does some of everything to make sure he is dominating the news. We try to get some things that are also conversational, also worthy of talking about, that get wiped out of the mainstream news because they have to stick to the big stories. Running long, but quick hydration break, because we got to make sure we are prepped for this next harrowing breaking story. Yes. It's Sydney Sweeney's world, and we're just living in it and buying her bathwater and her jeans, apparently. The actress's latest commercial, stirring backlash online as a pattern of controversy for her brand partnerships continue. This is a new ad, basically a refresh ad for the American Eagle Good Jeans going over, essentially saying it is over-sexualized imagery in context for marketing that is family friendly. We're not even talking about the fact that she's the eugenics thing, that she's a beautiful blonde person. It's she's beautiful, she's hanging out of her jeans, it's all over the place. And the family friendly brand of American Eagle, your mileage may vary, is seen as over sexualized. So says some people who don't like it. Her supporters, that being Sweeney supporters, say the outrage is disappropriate and reflects broader cultural wars. There are other issues to talk about, and this is an issue to talk about in general, but it's not Sweeney's fault, who, of course, has not publicly responded to this part of the debate. She talked about the bathwater soap stuff a little bit, but has not really jumped in on the jeans yet. The Sydney Sweeney ad controversy is a trend. It continues to generate viral clicks and polarized takes and bring her attention. The problem is, as an actual actress, the attention's not so great. Her last two movies were pretty terrible, and that's where she should be making her brand. But if she wants to sell her jeans, hey, who am I to fight that one? She's obviously figured out how to make it work, because you guys want to keep talking about her. The family got a chance to see Superman last week as it came to streaming. So we watched it on our big TV at home and paid a big chunk of money for it. And so we might as well have went to the movie theater with the popcorn at home for costing basically the same amount of money. But for folks who are looking for the next batch of this new, shinier, lighter, and gunned Superman, it's coming. We know when. Summer 2027, you will see Superman, Man of Tomorrow, unless there's some sort of serious delays. The sequel continues James Gunn's reboot of the DC film universe. Snyder is gone, so it's up to Gunn to create a brand new universe, including in the Superman film, a bunch of other superheroes who are attached to it. The good thing about Superman was it wasn't just him riding the pine on his own and then other people coming in to jump in the way. Not like The Flash, where all these things are just sort of in there to make the movie and give the Flash some reason to watch him because that guy was a creep. Superman was an actual enjoyable movie, had themes that were good and played up to an updated version of the guy that is the man in the blue suit. Instead of being the sort of American icon who was built to fight the Nazis, he's now a international icon who's sort of a ray of hope and sunshine for everyone, at least he should be. Casting remains under wraps, but as far as we can tell, David Cornsweet will be back as Clark Kent / Superman. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert, Clark Kent is Superman. He has hypnotic glasses, so you can't see who he is. Sorry if I spoiled that for you. Fans will see the release date as a test of Gunn and Safran as they redo a strategy for a new DC extended universe, or at least having the popular characters have their movies and have them with a new spin. Batman's already been redone like 4 or 5 times within Snyder's time. So the new current Robert Pattinson, sparkly vampire Batman will continue his quest going forward. The David Cornsweet Superman, whether they will gain some attention and play their finest, we shall see how that pulls up. The timeline for the release of Man of Tomorrow is basically popping a warning label to Marvel and Disney, trying to make sure that they, being the DC movies, get a chance to let them know that they're gunning for them with all things coming up, including, of course, all the Disney things that are lined up and expecting Dr. Doom's debut in the Marvel movies. Not sure you want to really call this a value, but the new value items on the McDonald's menu include a McMuffin and a Big Mac. Problem is, the McMuffin costs $5 and the Big Mac costs $8. I'm not sure how much it works, but that means if you're going to get something else with it, your meal is already costing $10 anyway with the cost of fries and a drink. It's part of a strategy to counter rising fast food costs and consumer pushback. Although $8 Big Mac sounds like a pretty big push for $8 for a Big Mac, why not go to a diner and get something that someone's going to walk up to you and serve up fresh? Executives hope that the limited deals will restore traffic, lost to competitors, and limited. This is not forever. This is not the price locked down for a long time. This is for a small window. Early reception suggests that strong demand among budget-conscious diners will happen. People will go to Big Macs and get them because they're there, and we'll be happy that they're $8. I believe they're $8 already, so What's the difference? I don't know. The move actually reflects growing pressure on quick service chains to address inflation fatigue. With the prices of things going up exponentially after coming out of the pandemic, and of course, trying to right size and right price things, it's a real issue. It's a big deal. The problem is $8 for a Big Mac off the pop, that blows your lunch budget pretty quickly. Story that popped up late that I had to do some quick research on and get into because it was a interesting story is what made a lot of the shifts of stories at today. So we're not talking about Little John mostly because of this story here, but if you want to chat him up later, he's still in the feed, so you can chat him up on a secondary level. But a Georgia kickball club set a Guinness World Record for playing nonstop kickball for 52 hours. It seems like a fun story, but there's actually a lot behind it. The marathon game involved dozens of players rotating shifts. Essentially, they play, and the other groups who would be hang out there, they slept overnight in the ballpark or outside the ballpark in tents to make sure they kept playing for 52 hours. This group, or the charity behind this group, has already done similar things for baseball, for basketball, or marathon games, where some things actually lasted more days. I think basketball lasted 4 or 5 days. Now, this feat was used to raise money. It wasn't just, because they like kickball so much. Raise money for local charities and some recognition for a bigger charity they have. Now, to keep from being demonetized, we're going to say it's related to some of those Epstein stains that are out there and just go with that one, dealing with abuse and trafficking. But that's all we're going to say. But they raised about $800,000 in total over their antics playing lots of baseball and basketball and kickball going forward. The Guinness officials verified the event, so it's a record. You want to play 52 hours straight of kickball? Go for it. The stamina became a social media talking point, blending novelty and community spirit. This is a good story. We want to end with this, particularly because of what it did and what it's doing for folks. Click the link to go deeper into detail for the story and the causes they are fighting for, because they are very good causes. Especially, as I said, we did not do the Epstein story today because we're kind of Epstein fatigued, but we will stay with it because it's an important story. This is a way of us sort of in running that. So you check out what they're doing and see how other people are supporting those types of causes. Going to our spotlight sponsor today, which is Ground News. We want you to be a part of news stories that mean something, and you can see what they mean literally by watching, reading, and going deeper into detail on stories based on what you watch, what you read, what you see online, and what other people are posting. Ground News gives you the background on many different platforms and many different types of organizations, who they are, how they are, who funds them, what they say often, and you can see side-by-side comparisons of what they want to present to what you normally see. It is pretty simple. It's basic. Real research means researching various different sources, and you can see what various sources are saying by using Ground News. Using their Vantage plan, you can get great news from all sources, and you get the blind spot feature where you can see what news is not being told to you properly, or I should say what news is not being told to you at all, because your silo has a blind spot to things that they don't want to show you, and what the other people are showing their folks that they want to overshow as well. For a low cost that gets even lower with us, you can get these great features. Less than $10 a month for the Vantage plan, less than $1 a month for the basic plan, with a 40% off discount from all the plans to make it cost that less. Go to this link, our affiliate link. We get a small commission from this one. This is theconversationproject.com/ground news. This is theconversationproject.com/ground news. This is theconversationproject.com/ground news. We have completed the quest of 8 news stories for this Thursday, September the 4th, 2025. I'm realizing I'm not actually saying the date at the beginning of the thing, so we'll get better at that. Trust me. We're getting back in the swing of things. We're doing new things to make this pithy and quick, and we did this at under 20 minutes at this point, so I'm pretty happy about this one. I want to remind you, we are giving you history lessons in a short video podcast, about 2 minutes or so, and a longer email with 12 things for history lessons, 7 people born today and 7 people who passed away on this day, on a newsletter on a website called historyiseveryday.com. Historyiseveryday.com. So your history lesson is here. go there, subscribe to the newsletter, also subscribe to the YouTube channel. We need subscribers here as well. And make sure you are subscribing to this channel for YouTube because we need the numbers. We need the help. The more people subscribe, the better we have a chance of showing to more people and making more, let's just say it, revenue off of YouTube from them. So I can ask you less about the sponsors and the partnerships. Partnerships are awesome, but the more that I can get from just the lay things, the easier it is and less, glad handing I have to do. We hit 20 minutes on the dot, so let's get out of here. Love you. Mean it. Thursday's edition is wrapped up. If we can get through another very long, tiring day at work today, we expect to have a exceptional Friday. And we're already expecting to talk tomorrow about immortality and how Putin and Xi expect to make immortality happen. Yes, we'll have them to kick around for quite some time if they have it their way. Have it my way. I'll have you here tomorrow for another great edition of Things You Might Have Heard. Thank you so much. We'll do it again tomorrow.